Today, I want to talk about the 4 mistakes that people make on the path to better relationships. So the first mistake is expecting someone else to change. It's said that the only way you can change another person is when they're in diapers. So you're not going to change someone else. The only one you can change is yourself. So learning how to show up in a relationship and changing the way you react or respond is going to make a change in the relationship. But don't expect someone else to change. They will if they want to, but not because you made them. Mistake number 2 is to creating win-lose scenarios. So when you're fighting or when you're arguing or debating or in conflict, does it feel like if one of you wins, then the other one loses? Then you haven't learned how to resolve conflict. And when you do that, you have empathy for the other one's feelings. Instead of getting stuck in the content of what you're talking about, you pay more attention to the process as to how you're talking with each other. Because sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. So learning to say it from your highest and best self will create a win-win situation instead of a win-lose situation. You have to find a fair way to fight because you don't want a winner and a loser. And sometimes you can agree to disagree. So don't expect someone else to change. Do not create win-lose scenarios. And the third mistake is don't feel sorry for yourself. See yourself as a victim, you stay stuck and you start reacting that way. But you're not stuck. You have options. And if you're hurt or sad or scared or angry, feel your feelings, talk about them with someone, a counselor, a therapist, a friend, in a perfect situation, your partner, if they'll listen. But feel your feelings, move through them, and then know you have options. And some of the options you have are to set better boundaries. Some of the options are to leave the relationship. But you don't have to keep seeing yourself as a victim and then do nothing. The fourth mistake people make is they're unwilling to look at their own contribution to the problem. So don't be that person. Be willing to be humble. Be willing to listen to your partner or your friend or your relative's perspective so that at least you can understand that, yes, maybe you have some parts that are triggering to them. And maybe with more awareness, more consciousness, more empathy, more compassion, you can find a different way to state your feelings or your thoughts or beliefs without whatever you're doing to trigger them. Remember, it takes 2 to have a fight. Take your own inventory. Where are you being judgmental, belittling, sarcastic? And find out how you can relate from your best self. So the 4 mistakes: expecting someone else to change, not going to happen because you want them to create win-lose scenarios that a loser comes out where you both could be winners, to feel sorry for yourself. You're not a victim. You can write a new story where you're the hero. And don't be unwilling to look at what you might be doing to contribute to the problem. I want to offer you a chance to work with me live online for 4 weeks in a row in my Compassionate Communication course. And in that course, I'm going to help you see that you may not be able to change someone else, but you are able to change how you relate to that person. And you do that by being your best self, by coming from a calm, compassionate center that isn't parts of you that are reactive to the other person. I'll help you be your best self and change how you're being in the relationship. And then instead of creating win-lose scenarios, I'm going to help you let go of the limiting beliefs that keep you on opposite sides in a dilemma or a conflict. You can find a middle ground. And usually finding that middle ground is not from the same level of consciousness or awareness that the problem started. So if you're being reactive and you're being defensive, that's not where you're going to solve the problem from. So as you get to your best self and look at your limiting beliefs and understand that they came from your family of origin and you can make different choices and choose different beliefs, you're going to get into win-win scenarios with people in your life and make changes from that place. I'm going to help you unburden pain from the past. We've all had things that have happened to us in the past that have caused us to feel pain and to feel like we're victims, to feel hurt, to feel fear, to feel anger. But unburdening that so that you can show up in the present moment with more energy and more possibility is what can happen. So you feel your feelings, you process your feelings, you write a new story where you're the hero, not the victim, and you create relationships that way. And the fourth mistake is one you don't make, where you're unwilling to look at your part. Because in my compassionate communication course, you're going to be your best self, let go of limiting beliefs, unburden pain from the past, and then you're going to relate from your heart. And that's where miracles happen, because we drop from our judgmental head, we drop into our heart, and we find that we can be more compassionate, accepting, loving, and forgiving with ourselves as well as everyone else. So please join me in the upcoming course. We're going to have fun. We're going to change the dynamics in your relationships, and we're going to teach you a new way to compassionately communicate that has compassion for yourself, for other people, and also helps you set appropriate boundaries, get your needs met, and truly create the relationships you desire and deserve. So I look forward to working with you in the course, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.